This is Beyond Stars Productions. Hello and welcome to Star Power, once again, an everything podcast. Well, where do I begin on this? Well, first I should obviously introduce myself once more. I'm Star, your main host, and today, once again, I am joined, though only in part, by my wonderful co-host, Jake Mancuso. So, as I mentioned, in part, because I did a bit of a runner. I went to Capital Sci-Fi Con and left Jake all alone.
Yeah, we have to make a disclaimer, listeners. I did not go to this event, but Star, you very much did. What did you think of Capital Sci-Fi?
Well, as someone who has been pretty frequently, I want to say, I think the only one I missed is maybe when it came back post-COVID. But as a frequent con goer, it's definitely one of my favorites. I think it's got a very nice, pleasant vibe. It's very welcoming. It does feel a little on the cozy side, though. It's very much not your MTM. It's a big con, but it's not like your MTM or the other ones. But it's got a good vibe. It does very well, given that it's a very heavily charity-based con. It does really, really well. And bonus, I managed to get Peter Capaldi's autograph for 20 quid.
Aha, very good.
Just generally was really, really fun. I did get a bit tired, which I think is more due to the fact I am unfortunately aging, rather than any effect of the con itself. Also, the fact it was insanely busy this year. That was something I was very surprised by. Very, very busy, but it was nice to see it busy because again, with it being a charity con, it's nice to see a lot of people putting towards the cause. The charity being Chaz, which I can't remember what the acronym is. So editing me, cut here and put the acronym in. Hello, future star here. The acronym that past me was trying to say is Children's Hospices Across Scotland.
Thank you very much, Editing Star.
I love editing me. It means I can do what I like, and then it's future me's problem. So yes, it was a pretty banging weekend, and I did, as I mentioned in our little 2026 what to expect mini thing, I did get some lovely little interviews with some of the other con attendees. Pretty much everyone that let me set the scene for a moment. So at the con, pretty much every year I've gathered and I've gone to this place for pizza with a bunch of cosplayers, and I pretty much got most of them on the pod because it was so much easier to get them while they're all sat down at a restaurant instead of rushing around the con. So technically not quite recorded at the con, but it is still about the con, I promise. Technically, it was on the middle of the weekend. Technically still counts. So without further ado, let's introduce the people that I interviewed. Hello, future editing star, back at it once again. Just quick note before we get into the whole interviews, I guess. We were recording, as I mentioned, in a restaurant, so there is a lot of background noise. I thought I'd be able to remove it. I'm not, but I have tried to kind of dim it down in areas, so hopefully it's still pretty good, but I apologize nonetheless. Anyway, enjoy. Who are you?
Megan.
Do you want to try this again? This podcast will have many takes.
Ow!
Okay, who the fuck are you?
I don't know. It's a deep question, man.
Oh my gosh, I don't even go past the first question.
Megan.
Okay, we'll take that. We'll go. Take what we get. Was this your first time at a con?
Nope. I've been to a few.
Why did you choose Capital Sci-Fi?
I volunteer for them. They're family friendly. They are really cozy and sweet. There's a real community when you have a smaller convention. And it's a really good cause because it goes towards charity as well.
Okay. What do you love about the convention scene?
In general?
Yes.
Yes. The freedom and ability to be whoever you want to be without any repercussions or judging. The creative freedom, communities, and supporting small businesses at the same time. I think probably the gist. Oh, and friends. Peace out.
What stood out to you at the con so far?
Today, friends. Sorry, it's a community. It's like bumping into people that you know, constantly being able to talk. It's like a safe space for people to actually just, meet up and see others. I find that like smaller cons do that. So it's a highlight. If we're talking about Capital itself, the stalls were an improvement from last year. They were much more varied. There was less of them, but it felt like there was more. And they had they had bigger space for like photos as well. Well, set up photos anyway.
I did notice there was a lot less AI slots last year.
That's it, exactly. I think they were trying to dilute all that crap.
Okay, before I get to the last question now, because you're in cosplay, what is your cosplay?
My cosplay today is a Jedi version of Lara Croft.
Yes. And have you been mistaken for another character?
Not today, but yes, I have in the past.
I guarantee someone's going to say Rey.
Did someone say Ray?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, then it was today.
And what would you like to see in future from Captain Sunter?
I think the guests they feel very pulled together last minute.
Yeah.
Okay, and then this bit you have to do quick fire, so it's like the first one that comes to your mind.
Don't do this to me.
Yeah. Yes, this is the worst thing to do to an autistic one. Favorite TV show?
Race to the Edge. No, wait. Avatar Last Airbender.
Favorite movie?
I love him. How to Train Your Dragon.
Favorite game?
Lara Croft.
Favorite hobby?
Right.
Phantom hot take.
That was
Great, well done. You're getting.
My name is Alan. My cosplay name is Knight in Smiling Armor. Well,
Is this your first time at a phone?
no, it is not.
Why did you choose Capital Sci-Fi?
Well, I live in the city, and the proceeds for it goes charity. So, two strikes for it. Not strikes, but two break points for it.
What do you love about the convention scene?
I love seeing all of the creativity it brings out in people. Not just in all the cool 3D stuff people make, but also just the really brilliant costume ideas that inspire, the brilliant ways people come for bringing really difficult and complex costumes to life. Yeah, the way it gets the creative juices flowing.
Okay. Now, what stood out to you at the con so far?
The sheer amount of people who know each other and recognize each other. Just the sense of community from it all.
And what would you like to see in future?
But today at this convention, I brought a friend of mine to his very first convention, so I want to see even more of my friends there.
Right. And cosplay. What's your cosplay?
The Jester of Genocide, the Clown Prince of Crime, the Joker.
Have you been mistaken for another character?
No.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to. Yeah. Okay, quick fire. Favorite TV show?
Doctor Who.
Favorite movie?
Shadow of the Vampire.
Favorite game?
Cards Against Humanity.
Favorite hobby?
Acting.
Fandom hot take.
Russell Crowe is great as Javert. I am Murray. It's great.
Is this your first time at a con?
No, it's not.
Why did you choose Capital Sci-Fi?
It came highly recommended to me, and so I wanted to try it out.
What do you love about the convention scene?
The atmosphere was crazy. Honestly, it was really cool to see all the different outfits and costumes people made, and the cosplaying, and all the different stalls and things like that. So yeah.
Okay. What stood out to you at the con so far?
Probably some of the. I know I've already mentioned, but some of the outfits were quite eye-catching. Some of the cosplays.
And what would you like to see in the future?
Honestly, I'm not. This is not my first con. I've only ever seen one before, so I'm not entirely sure of the kind of things that are involved in it. But I honestly don't know how to answer that one.
That's fair. That's fair. You're also in subtle cosplay. What's your cosplay?
Yes, my subtle cosplay is Clark Kent into Superman.
And have you been mistaken for someone else?
I don't think anyone even recognized me in the first place. No.
Okay, quick fire. Favorite TV show? You can say pals.
Well, I'm currently enjoying The Rookie and 911.
Okay, favorite movie?
I love superhero movies.
Favorite game?
I like the Mario Bros games.
Favorite hobby?
Badminton Scouts.
And fandom hot take?
Can be one about the future? That Doctor Doom in the MCU is actually Iron Man, because we've been played by Robert Downey Jr. It's from the Iron Man from the MCU universe. It's his body.
So yes, that was everyone I managed to get an interview for. I hope that if I do this again, I would like to try get some more. But I'm very happy and very grateful for everyone who was able and willing to record and talk to me for this silly little podcast. So what did you do while I was doing all the work?
That's a good. I actually don't. What day was the convention? I'm probably knowing me. I probably was working.
Valid. You just putting your feet up, having a cup of tea on, running around the head place like a headless chicken. To be fair, you do also live across the pond, so that cannot be helped. But it was fun. It was fun. I'm very grateful I got to do this. Very daunting challenge to this. I definitely want to do it again. Although I do feel that we should also talk to the people at home. Did we have an audience question this week, Jake?
We did indeed have an audience question. So obviously, in preparation for the convention, and obviously most of the time when we do a podcast, we always send out a question beforehand for people to listen to. And I believe for this week, it was, what is your favorite standout Comic-Con memory, if I'm correct?
Indeed it was. Indeed it was. And oh boy, did we get some answers. Quite big, hefty answers too. Quite a lot of big paragraphs this time.
It's a little bit chaotic, folks, so please bear with us. Some people responded in the wrong channel. It's okay, guys. We understand. So we do have to hop around, but I'm going to start in the other channel, and then we'll go down to the actual response channel. So let's see. Starting off with good old our looking for heroin joking, which I believe is that Josh?
That's Joshua Carpenter,
That is,
yes.
okay, very good, very good.
Very
So,
well known in the Discord sphere for having
yes,
very
yes.
unusual names.
Thank you for responding, Josh. Josh said, let's say my favorite con memory is from most recent times going. Generally a blast hanging out with Jack Alexander's panel guest after closely spending more time with Robert Sherman and Miles Taylor, as well as meeting Miles' co-host Ben, cat from Says Who, Harvey, aka Harbo who Wells, and Beth.
Whooms, I think it
Yeah,
is.
whom. Sorry, my mistake. There's going to be a lot of mispronunciations. Please bear with me. Great way to end a fun day out with old and new friends. Yes, that was from MCN in the fall, if I'm correct.
Yes, I,
Good.
I I think so. Yes, I got to do the poster for that one.
Very good. Very
Uh,
good.
I believe our second one is from a friend of a podcast on another podcast, an awful podcast, but not awful as in it's awful, as in that's the title. It's published author Robin Fall, who says, "My first ever con had me traveling to London all on my own for the first time. It was a tiny convention, yet I was both nervous and excited. I went there especially so I could see the YouTube voice actors, um, Little Kuribo,
Yeah, Karibo. Yeah, you got it right. Yeah.
for Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, and Masako X for Dragon Ball Z Abridged, as I love their work. Not only did Masako X spot me being shy and was so warm and welcoming to both a fan and a new con attendee, encouraging me to enjoy the con and myself, but both him and Little Kuribo, also just as delightful and kind, did an on-the-spot phone call to my good friend and co-host, Jack Alexander,
And
as some of their characters, with Goku mistaking my phone for food and trying to eat it. I'll always remember their patience, kindness, and how both me and Jack cracked up laughing. In short, meet your heroes.
oh, that's very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, that is the one thing I do love about cons. It's getting to meet your heroes, and especially when it's a very welcoming experience, because it's not always welcoming. There
Yeah.
are times, unfortunately, you get let down, but it's very heartening to see when things like this, when the story is chef's kiss. Right, I believe I hand back over to you to read Mr. Andrew Walker's reply.
Specky A. So I have a few Comic-Con memories. Meeting Peter Davison, my first time meeting a doctor, very good. Celeste McCoy, suggesting I rob a bank if I want to get into the film industry, and Paul McGann offering me practical advice and just getting the chance to have a proper chat with them at more low-key Comic-Cons. That's very nice. The memory that sticks out the most is London 2008, where they announced David Tennant was coming the next day. Everyone rushed to the desk and on their phones, and the website crashed. Thankfully, I was lucky to get.
I'm
Very
gonna
nice.
chop in there because I was there for that. I was there for that. I was frantically trying to get a ticket for that. It was also the same con where I unintentionally met a lot of people that I then worked with later to do time siren stuff. So it was a very kind of, this seems like a setup for a domino effect, which it also was because it put me in severe debt, which then led me to getting my husband. That's a story for a spotlight episode.
Well, what everyone needs to know, Star, were you able to get a ticket for David Tennant the next
I
day?
I was. I
Okay,
was. He was
okay.
delightful. He said I looked great. Unfortunately, the photo of me, according to my mum, and I will quote her specifically, I look a bit constipated. Which, to be fair, I was shitting it. I was nervous. It's David Tennant. You can't feel.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, right. Back to Andrew.
Yeah, let's finishing Andrew last piece. And also, I follow up with Glasgow of 2017, the same one I met Peter Davison at, where I took a selfie with a Dalek. Later that day, the Dalek came up to me and said my name unpromoted. Now, I'm not scared of Daleks, but a Dalek saying my name scared the hell out of me. Their operator came out and introduced himself, saying, turns out we had a mutual friend, and she texted and told him to prank me. He told me how he worked as an assistant director on Trust Me, starring Jodie Whittaker. Oh. The prop was the same prop used on a stage play from 2006, and it was signed by various doctors and companions inside. Since that's a big one, you can cut the David Tennant story. Oh,
Yeah,
too late now, but we appreciate it.
that's why I jumped in because I was like, oh God, I haven't mentioned the 10th story. But I was also there for the 2017. Next up on our responses is Liz, suddenly a cat. Uh, oh, Jake, you might get a chip in on this one. Uh,
I will. But you read it first, and then I'll cut in.
if we're doing Comic Con stories, at this past year's NYCC, I was at a panel that was a sneak preview of George Lucas's Museum of Narrative Art, and the moderator of said panel was none other than director Martin Scorsese. Is that how you pronounce it?
Scorsese.
Scorsese.
Yes.
Oh, I've been pronouncing that I've been mispronouncing that wrong my entire life. Everyone in the room let out a collective, "Oh!" He must have been a last minute replacement because the panel was in a much smaller room and there were empty chairs available. Anyway, he ended up talking about the nature of art for an hour with the other panelists whose art will be featured in the museum. It was a great time.
Yes. So fun fact, listeners. Actually, I was at this New York Comic Con as well. Liz and I got to meet up. That was very fun. A very fun interaction. We chatted, and we both chatted about our panel experiences, and she did share this story with me. And I find it funny how we both kind of had interesting panel experiences. So fun fact, when I was at that Comic Con, I was trying to get into the Amazing Digital Circus panel. And I got there like an hour early, and I was pretty like, I wasn't like at the very front, but I was not that far behind compared to like how long the line got. Like I was really far up. And they were pretty much telling us like, we're gonna be honest with you, most of you guys probably won't get it. And I'm like, are you serious? I'm like right there. And lo and behold, an hour passes and the line starts moving, and then I'm like not that far off, and they're like, yeah, guys, we're full. I'm like, are you kidding me? Like it was pretty crazy.
Wow.
I don't want to know how everyone that was like all the way down the hallway felt because that line was like all the way down the building. So I can't imagine everyone's reactions that were at like the very end just waiting to get in. So I find it really funny. We both had very interesting panel experiences that year, but that's how Comic-Con is sometimes, folks. Still all fun
Yeah.
all around. And hey, I got to meet Liz and we chatted, so that's okay.
If I had a nickel for every time we've responded to an audience response by saying we were there.
I was at that one. We'd
Uh,
have two nickels, which is not a lot, but it's funny it happened twice.
I believe back to you for M's response.
Yes, correct. So M said, M, my favorite Comic-Con story is probably Comic-Con Scotland 2024, where I met Peggy, aka Dogpool. She's the cutest thing. Oh, I actually saw, yeah, we love Dogpool, but I also saw that dog like gets around a lot at Comic-Cons. I didn't even
Yeah, the
realize
dog was
that.
at Capital Sci-Fi.
Yeah, like
I'm going to take a moment where I'm not going to be negative about this, but I do worry about that dog. That's a lot of people she's meeting. I'm
yeah.
sure they have things in place, but I'm also just like I can't help but worry. I believe our next response is very familiar to me. It is the wonderful Salk who played my companion in the Star Doctor Adventure series over on Time Siren, now on Beyond Stars, who says, I have a memory. It was MCM Glasgow 2017. Hold on a minute.
Were you all there?
Apparently,
What the heck?
this just keeps happening. We just keep crossing paths. Uh, Anyway, it was MCM Glasgow 2017, and I'd been speaking to a couple of American cosplayers online at the time, and one was studying in Scotland for a year, and we were both going to the con, so we decided to meet up, and if we could, and I spent the whole day trying to find her, and I eventually saw her, and it was just such a lovely interaction. She was just so sweet, and I don't know, man. I'd say that's a highlight of every con I've been to. Maybe also the first time I went to SunnyCon, I was dressed as Chat Noir. And I may have formed a cult following by resurrecting many people's chat stands. Whoa, what the fuck? I was dressed as
Uh,
Chat both times.
I
Ah,
have to say this because I had this funny idea in my head because all three of you guys went to that Comic-Con. I literally just imagine it like the Doctor Who episodes Partners in Crime, where Donna and the Doctor are both like at the same place. They both constantly miss each other. It was just that you guys were all running
it
around
does.
and you guys
It
were
does
probably
feel
next to
like
each
that.
other, but you didn't realize it.
It does feel like that. Again, like I said with London in 2018, it feels like that now because obviously I know a lot of people that were there. Um, it's just so wild how my paths have just kind of lightly brushed and then connected. But that we don't do connections anymore. We're moving on. We're moving. Last one. It's a nice short one. Do you want to take it or shall I?
I'll take it. You read the last one. I'll finish the last one. We've from Fruitcake. Is that boy with two eyes?
Yes, Fruitcake Boy,
Okay,
also known
Fruitcake
as
Boy.
Will.
And Will, thank you, Will. So Will said, I went to Inverness Comic Con cosplaying as Technoblade and found people cosplaying other YouTubers from the same sphere. Wandering around making shitty jokes for a while. Fun time, fun time. Short and sweet. Very good, very
Yeah,
good.
I mean that is kind of another good thing about cons, where even if you don't want to meet any of the guests, it's just an excuse to dress up and go hang out with your mates and buy
Exactly.
a ridiculous amount of merchandise, like £200 worth of comic books. Uh, anyway, Jake, what would you say your standout con memory is?
I already shared about the digital. Actually, I know a good one. I already shared like about the digital circus panel. But this past year, in New York Comic Con, obviously they get a lot of voice actors and people, and so they actually had uh Jim Cummings was one of the people that was there, and I have a friend who's just loves a lot of his characters, especially like Winnie the Pooh. And so the line actually we got there at like a really good time, and he pretty much like was able to get like artwork signed. He was able to get like a picture with him, and my friend actually got like and this friend is not known for being like really emotional. He actually got like kind of emotional. So like not particular like something that happened to me, but like the fact that my friend was really happy. It was really nice to be with him. And I like, I was cheering him on. I took the picture for him. Things like that.
That is very sweet, very sweet. I do have to say, I think mine, and shout out to Jack on this one, but getting to be a panelist on MCM for a Doctor Who panel, oh man, I'm never gonna get over that. Never. It was such a wonderful experience. First of all, getting to go back down to London, which I got to explore a bit more. Uh, Getting to be on stage with such incredible talent like George Gydra, Rory Guest, James York, Jack Alexander, my best friend. It was such a lovely atmosphere, and winning the battles of fandom there. Cherry on top, cherry on top. But also just I don't know. Also the build up for that, doing the Call of the Doctor fan film, building up to it, doing all these little narrative things just to make it more exciting. It all worked so well and it paid off so well. And I treasure that day in my head for like ever now. It is one of my golden memories now.
I remember when you guys were releasing the Call the Doctor like segments and everything, and I remember just how like fun that time was because we were all like oh my gosh, like this person's gonna be on the panel and this person, and then you guys had like the big like crossover video together, and it's like it was also of course very inspired by like the five doctors, so you had the triangle floating around. It was a really
Yeah.
fun time.
I'm so glad we've got to do that because it meant I could do something I've been wanting to do for like years of my life. I getting to do the Scooby-Doo chase
They
scene.
say
Oh, I'm so glad I got that. But I will save that one for the Scooby-Doo episode that we inevitably do in the future. We inevitably Scooby-Doo in the future. Uh, But I think we don't have we've had guests on this pod, but we don't have them now, so we
No,
can't do a quiz.
not this time.
Tragic. I don't know what else we can really do. I think we'll just have to end it here. But I think we could maybe instead of quiz, maybe tease a little more of what we're doing. Maybe the next episode, huh?
Oh, well, we're giving a little teaser, huh?
A
Okay.
little hint back towards connections, but not quite. So obviously, with Comic Cons, comic being a big word, next episode, we're going to lean a bit heavier on that word. We're going to be exploring DC Comics because I am so deep in a fixation that I cannot get out of it, and I'm so excited to talk about. And we're doing DC. We're doing DC Comics. I'm going to talk about Superman. I'm going to have my hope juice.
I'm gonna do the Peacemaker dance.
We will actually record that. I don't know how. We will just do it somehow. Right. Well, with that all said and done, Jake, I'll let you say goodbye first.
Well, thank you everyone for listening. Thank you for, as always, supporting us on this podcast journey. Every episode, even if it's just one, two people, however many it is, we always appreciate all the comments and support we hear back. It really means a lot. Because remember, this isn't just an everything podcast; it's an everyone podcast.
Wait, hold on, that's my line. He swiped my line. How am I meant to end the pod now? Editing me. Cue credits. If you enjoyed this episode of Star Power and Everything Podcast, then please consider subscribing or leaving a comment or maybe a like or a follow or whatever it is your platform that you use for listening to podcasts does. And don't forget to look at the link tree in the description for my socials and my Discord for all things Star Power and Beyond Stars Productions. Thanks for listening.